Testing is recommended before any new partners, or at least annually for non-monogamous people, or as I like to say, every 3 months or 3,000 miles. We have been taught that preventing STIs relies on three elements: abstinence, monogamy, and condoms, which is often called protection. When someone ends up with an STI, we blame ourselves or others for not being able to follow these recommendations, which then can lead to stigma and shame. Sexuality is an essential part of being human, regardless of any activities you do with others. We are gifted with the fact that sex can bring us pleasure, connection, embodiment, and a sense of wellness. Through this lens, we can take responsibility for self-care and extend that to also taking care of others. From this perspective, I will introduce to you three new elements to minimize STI transmission. Our risk tolerance varies along our life path. It is formed through complex and multidimensional forces that are uniquely our own. A person's individual health, plus the relationships they have with others, is strongly influenced by family, community, society, and the collective global situation. I use the metaphor of a backpack to discuss how these influences play a role in our choices to minimize risks, especially STI risks in this case. In a backpack, we carry all the supplies that we perceive that we need for our survival. Everything that's contributed to our need for safety goes into this backpack. When that backpack is full, it can be almost too heavy and hinder our journey. If the backpack doesn't have enough, we may not have the tools that we need to keep us safer. The backpack analogy shows us how we relate to risks involved with any behavior. By addressing the things we put into it, we can better understand what we actually need to keep us healthy and well, and then what doesn't serve us. Sometimes we compromise our health and safety for pleasure, while other times we restrict the possibility for joy due to fear and trauma. By having a risk awareness, we can make better choices for ourselves and those we interact with. All sex is risky. The best we can do is make informed choices. The more we are aware of our risk tolerance and the factors that affect it, the better we can understand the choices that we make. The second element to help reduce STI transmission is to understand that you live within a sexual network. We all live in relationships to others. As we have learned through the COVID pandemic, considering the people we interact with helps us understand and reduce our infection risks. By recognizing that we act within a network to others helps us become responsible for our own self-care and the healthcare of others. Regular testing and barriers can all help minimize transmission. Testing for chlamydia, gonorrhea, HIV, syphilis is recommended before any new partners, or at least annually for non-monogamous people, or as I like to say, every 3 months or 3,000 miles, whatever comes first. People with vaginas and cervixes need to be tested for gonorrhea and chlamydia every year from the start of any sexual activity through age 25. Relationships tend to shift and change, so remembering to keep up and knowing and check in with a person is so important. And this is not only important for our own wellness and health and pleasure, but for each other.